Hi, my name is Rebecca Weaver. We're going to be graphing linear equations in two variables. Notice the word linear has the word line in it. That's kind of a clue. So we're going to make a table so that we can prepare to graph. The following equation has many different answers that satisfy it. So I'm looking at x plus y equals 7. For instance, 3 plus 4 equals 7. 2 plus 5 equals 7, 0 plus 7 equals 7, negative 1 plus 8 equals 7. In fact, there are so many more answers, just many, many more. I could do 6.5 plus a half equals 7, although none of us really like to add with fractions. Now we could graph these points that we just created and see if a pattern forms on the graph. So what I'd like to do is make what we call a T-chart and put the x's in one column and the y's in the other. So let's look at our 3 plus 4 equals 7 solution. For this one, my x would be 3 and my y is 4. I could say that that's the point 3, 4. So the coordinate point would be written as 3, 4 in parentheses. I could also say that x is 2, y is 5. That would be a solution to this equation, and I would write the coordinate point 2, 5. Likewise, 0 plus 7 equals 7, so I could write x is 0, y is 7, and that is the ordered pair 0, 7. X is negative 1, y is 8 for that last one, and I would write that as the ordered pair negative 1, 8. So let's see what happens when we try to graph this thing. So just copy down what I had, and then we're going to plot some points. I'm going to plot the point 3, 4. So to plot the point 3, 4, I'm going to go to the right 3, and then I'm going to go up 4. So I go to the right 3 and up 4. There's my point. So we're just graphing these points that we just created, and we're going to see if a pattern forms on the graph. Let's plot the point 2, 5. I'm going to go to the right 2 and up 5. There it is. That looks pretty. Now let's go to the point 0, 7. That means I don't go left, right, and I go up 7. So there it is. Nice. So let's plot the point negative 1, 8. Now that's not really on my grid, but I could go to the left 1 and then up 8, and I would see that there's my point. Lovely. Now if you'll notice, if I look at the pattern, it is in the form of a line. That's really sweet. Let's just look at some random point on the line that's not one that we plotted, say this one right there. That's the point 1, 6. Now, does the point 1, 6, put him in my table, does that satisfy my equation? Let's look and see. My point 1, 6. 1 plus 6. Oh yeah, that equals 7. That's nice. All right, so let's do another one. We're going to make our little XY table, and then we're going to make some coordinate points, and then we're going to graph it. So let's fill out the table for the following equation. Y equals negative 2x. I need to pick some values for x. So I usually like to pick a negative, 0, and then maybe a couple of positive. That way I get some variation and I can see what's going on here. So if x is, say, negative 1, I just plug that into my equation and see what my y would be. Y equals negative 2 times negative 1. That means y is 2. Let's put that in our table, and let's write down our coordinate point. That would be the coordinate point negative 1, 2. So that means go to the left 1, up 2. Let's plot that point. Ah, very nice. So let's choose another value for x. Say 0. If x is 0, what is y? Y equals negative 2 times 0. That's going to be 0. Put it in our chart. Make the point. That's the point 0, 0. So let me plot that point. That's right there at the origin. Lovely. Let's choose another value for x. I like 1. So y equals negative 2 times 1. Crunching those numbers, I get a negative 2. Let's put it in our table. Write our point. That's the point 1, negative 2. So I would go to the right one and then down 2, plotting that point. Next is the point x equal 2. So I'll put that into my equation. Y equals negative 2 times 2. That's a negative 4. Plug that into my table. Write down my coordinate point. That's the point 2, negative 4. So I'll plot that point, go to the right 2, down 4. There it is. Lovely. Let's do one more. If x is 3, what would y be? Well, if x is 3, y equals negative 2 times 3. That's a negative 6. Plug that into my table. And then write down my coordinate point. That's the point 3, negative 6. All right, so we can make that dot and draw our line, and we can see that we now have this beautiful line that follows y equals negative 2x. And anything on that line should be an answer to that equation unless we've done something wrong. So our next instruction is to find a point from the graph that's a solution to negative 2x. Let's not do one that we already graphed. Let's just do another one. So let's just pick that point right there. All right, so I chose the point x is negative 3, y is 6. It's sitting right there on the line. I'm going to write that point down and let me see if it satisfies the equation. So that would mean I'd need to do y equals negative 2 times negative 3, and I would say, oh yeah, that does equal 6. Lovely. Well, if you need any help with any of this, be sure and email me. And this is a lot of fun. I always like graphing. If you have trouble graphing with your homework tool, they do have tutorials on how to graph. And it's just reading through how to get that done. We're going to be graphing quite a bit more, so it is worth going through their tutorials on how to interact with their software. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye now.